Where the hell is this dude at? Like, seriously. Like, he knows we are about to do our Fave Five feuds of all time, and he's not even here. Like this is the crap that I have to deal with, people. I am always the consummate professional. I'm always here on time. I always know what to do. Now he's nowhere to be found. Typical. Absolutely typical. I'm here every single time, on time. Do what I'm supposed to do. I do it good. I do it well. I do it right. And he is late. Doesn't even give me the courtesy of telling me, hey, I'm going to be late. No, he just decides to be late anyway. Not even tell me. So I'm staring at my imaginary watch. Where the hell is he? Tick tock, tick tock. You know what? I have the perfect idea. Let's try and call this bitch. Let's just see where he really is. Let me get this stuff here. Let's see, call him.
Hello?
Where are you?
Why?
Do you not realize that we had something to do today?
Shit. Was it today?
Yes, it's today. We had a certain video to do.
But wait. What video? What are you talking about?
Well, gee, it's the one where, we list our top 5 favorites of all time, depending on any category in wrestling. Doesn't matter what.
Shit. Okay, I'll be right there.
Are you sure?
Just let me finish up. I'm on my way.
Finish doing. What are you doing? It just. Motherfucker just hung up on me. Just hung up. Like we had something to do here. It's like, oh, I'll be here. Oh, look who finally decided to show up.
Hey, I had things to do. I'm not even ready. Why'd you start this without me?
Well, we had a set time and everything. You said, oh, we start no matter who's here.
That might be company policy, but I think me as the host, me being the host, I should be.
The host.
Like some kind of,
you being the host. Well,
I'm
the host has the responsibility of showing up on time.
Well, I got busy doing something. You should have waited until I was. I don't even have my chair. Look, my chair's not even here right now. The studio isn't even set up.
Well, Mr. K, why don't you be so generous to enlighten us? What was keeping you from showing up on time?
I cannot discuss that via the internet to keep the show PG, but there's something.
Yes, because that's information that we all want to know.
Well, just know it was nothing PG. I cannot talk about this on YouTube for the sake of keeping this show and this channel PG.
You know what? Let's just move on. Let's just move on before Pornhub decides to sponsor us.
Yeah, move on. Cause my, I'm not even set up. The studio.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
You're the one in charge of the studio. Where's my chair at?
I told you to show up, and you didn't.
But where's my? Who moved out of the studio? Why would you move my chair?
Chair's your responsibility.
I don't even have my fan. Who took
you're
my?
The one, you're the one that's been complaining, saying, "Oh, my chair is awful. Oh, it's so uncomfortable." So
I don't even have my Coke. I can't share a Coke with anyone this week.
Well, you know what? You're gonna have to do this video without all those luxuries.
I'm the host. I should have all these luxuries. It's in my contract. I get a chair, a Coke, and a fan.
You're
Yes, it's in my
the
contract.
host.
We agreed to this.
You're the host.
The host.
You're the host.
Yeah. So where's my shit at, Mr. Mac? Did you take it? You took it, didn't you? You have my Coke, don't you?
Well, you were complaining about the chair, so we decided to chuck it.
You threw out my chair. The one I used, you got rid of it.
Yes.
So I'm going to do every video from now on standing up. Is that it? You threw my chair out?
Well, that's up to you. You can bring in another chair.
We don't have the money to replace it.
And again, whose fault is that?
Your fault for not being entertaining enough.
I'm sorry, but you are the one that spent all of the show's savings on Coke. I don't exactly know what kind, but it's all gone now.
I was expecting you to throw my chair out.
I'm pretty sure I saw a little white cloud when you popped up.
Okay, you know what? Let's just move on. Let's get the show going.
Please.
I don't even have my script. I don't even have a script to go off of right now. Nothing's ready. The only script I have... Look, this is the only script I have. Last week's script. Look, they want to talk about the Fave Five all time. We did that already. What are we doing this week? I don't even know.
Oh, you need a script. You need a script.
Yes, I need a script.
You need a script.
I'm a very busy person. I didn't know what I'm doing. Where's my...
You need a script.
Where's your script at, Mr. Mac? I'm sure you have one.
What? I'm sorry. Professionals don't need a script.
Yeah, bullshit. You stole my script.
Baby boy needs a script. Baby boy needs to read words.
At least I can read.
At least I can pronounce the R's.
Okay, hold up. Okay, so we're doing feuds? Okay, got it.
No shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shut the fuck up, Mr. Mac. You have no room to talk right now. I'm opening the show. I'm the host. I have to stand up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up and let me do this. Just shut up, Mr. Mac. I'm not in the mood for your crap right now. You're the one who's over there sitting in your comfortable chair while I do the standing up without a script. I didn't know what we were doing 5 minutes ago.
Okay, Mr. The Host.
The host. But anyway, hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to this week's JK Report of Fave Five WWE Feuds of all time. I am joined tonight by Jamie Lee Mack, otherwise known as Mr. Mack, otherwise known as Bitch. I am Rated K13, aka Kyle, aka
and
K.
I'm joined by.
Shut up.
I am joined by Mr. Hendry, also known as Kyle, also known as Late.
You don't get to talk right now. I'm the host. When I cue you, you talk.
Complacent.
You know what? I will leave again. I have better things to do. I will walk out right now.
Got some lines made up, do you?
That's what I thought. Be quiet. Let's get this going.
Got some lines to finish up?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight Mr. Mac will be giving you our top 5 WWE feuds of all time. We were starting. I don't even know what I'm talking right now. I'm improvising right now. I don't have my script. I just repeated what I said 2 minutes ago.
That's the part of being professional.
Yeah, go screw yourself, Mr. Mac. Anyway.
Oh, go screw yourself. Back in middle school, are we?
Yes, we are. But anyway, the title of this video, apparently, I didn't know this 5 minutes ago, is WWE Feuds Fave Five. Fave Five WWE Feuds, whatever way you want to. I don't know how does Jimmy
favorite 5 feuds of all time.
How does Jimmy word it in the title? Is it Fave Five Feuds? Jimmy, what do you do? Okay, it's Fave Five. Okay, then the topic. Okay, this video is the Fave Five WWE Feuds.
Over here.
You got a problem with how I do things?
Gotta have Jimmy tell you what to do, huh?
Yes, because Jimmy is the producer of this show. And he needs to tell the host what to do.
I didn't even know we had a producer.
That's because he talks to me. I'm the host. I have Jimmy here with me while you're over there doing your own shit with whatever his name is.
So you have bitch boys doing everything for you. I see now.
That's the beauty of being a host. The host. So we're going to get going. We waste too much time in this. Mac, shut up. I'm already mad at you. We're going to have a long debrief after this episode is done and over with and on the air. We're going to have a long debrief, and you're going to pay to buy my chair back. Understand?
Why don't you have Bitch Boy do it for you?
Because Bitch Boy didn't take it. You did.
Well, what? You go to him for everything.
Let's just start this video out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be giving you our Fave Five feuds, if you haven't already understood that. And we're going to kick off with my personal number 5. The feud I think ranks number 5 for me. I have to go off the top of my head, so I don't have my script in front of me. Mr. Mac.
Whose fault is that?
Go fuck yourself. That's whose fault is. Mac, you go.
There you go. Now you're in university. In terms of using curse words. Look at you.
I was going to go first, but Mac, you go. You can go right now. Give your number 5.
I can go first? Okay, fine. I shall give my number 5. My number 5 feud of all time. What are you doing on your knees now? Don't have your chair so you're on your knees?
Yes, Mr. Mac. When I'm not on camera, I'm trying to sit down and be comfortable.
Now
do your number 5.
You're on a very you're in a very familiar position right now, aren't you?
Suck it. Mr.
Anyways, Mac. I'm sorry. You're in no position, literally, to be saying that. Anyways, my number 5 feud. This might sound a little bit Markish, IWC-ish, when I say this, but my number 5 feud is CM Punk versus John Cena. In terms of in-ring work with this feud, I thought that it was very, very, very awesome. And honestly, like, not a bad match comes to mind with these two guys. I mean, you know, going all the way back to when they really began getting into it. Like, yeah, sure, they had maybe a match here or there in 2009 and maybe in 2010, but in 2011, when they really started to pick everything up, Money in the Bank, 2011, one of the most highly critically acclaimed matches of all time, CM Punk and John Cena. Fantastic match. Then they would go on to have the rematch SummerSlam, which was also another good match. And then they had, and then their match at Night of Champions in 2012, which I thought was amazing and extremely underrated. And then my personal favorite match with these two was on Raw in 2013, I believe February 25th was the date, and that was an incredible match. I thought that it was the best TV match of last year. But, like, and of course this whole feud this feud really got going, of course, the night that CM Punk dropped the pipe bomb promo in, I believe, June 25th, 2011. And that just began amazing promo work between both guys, and Punk basically saying, like, oh yeah, WWE says that you are the face and name of their company. It's not that I don't like you, John. It's that I don't, or it's just that I don't like the idea that you are the best, because you're not the best. I'm the best. And then, of course, you know, that began the whole best in the world shit. And it was just great. And again, these two had chemistry that was off the charts. And it worked great. And then you threw Heyman in there when Heyman didn't really have that big of a role, but just having him be there was just great as well. And again, my favorite thing about this feud was the matches that these guys had, because these guys put on matches that I'm honestly going to remember and watch back for years and years to come. So yeah, number 5.
Okay, you've been talking too much. Time for my number 5.
Oh, I've been talking too much.
Yeah, you've been talking too much. I'm in here dying in this room because it's hot, because you took my fan and my chair.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my number 5, I think Mr. Mac has his number 5, probably higher up the list, though. Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels. These guys had 2 separate feuds that stretched about 5 years in between, I believe. the first feud going into WrestleMania 19 was probably a really good feud. I don't think it was my favorite part of the section of this feud, but it was Chris Jericho. Like, I loved Shawn Michaels, but now I'm better than Shawn Michaels, which is it was a good concept of you were my idol, but now I'm better than you are. So you should be calling me your idol, which, like Mr. Mac, I'm better than him, so I should be his idol. So like, it fits perfectly. But
I didn't know my idols were supposed to be late.
Okay, Mr. Mac, we understand that. But my personal favorite part of this feud was probably in '08 when it kicked off. You had Chris Jericho. I remember watching this live. You had Chris Jericho invite Shawn to the highlight reel. And honestly, I remember watching, like, why is he on the highlight reel? What?
The highlight wheel.
Yeah, wheel. Yeah, reel. Because Shawn was in the middle of a feud with Batista. And then you randomly have Chris Jericho inserted randomly in this. I'm like, why is Chris Jericho in this? And then Jericho grabs Shawn's head and throws him into the Jeritron. And it got escalated. I would say that was the most extreme moment. Then it escalated to SummerSlam when Jericho punched the crap out of Shawn's wife, which was one of the what the fuck just happened moments of that SummerSlam, probably of any SummerSlam, because he didn't pretend to punch her. He punched the crap out of Rebecca. And there's a story going around that Jericho went backstage and apologized like 20 million times to Shawn for doing it, which I find hilarious. But the reason why I love this section of the feud a lot more than the first section, back at we're going to WrestleMania 19, you have their unsanctioned fight at Unforgiven, which was a fight. It was damn. That's what that was. It was just damn.
You actually believe that both guys hated each other.
And I think this feud, it ended abruptly. Mostly because then you had Jericho come out and win the World Championship at the Scramble later that night. So I think the feud, it could have gone on longer than what it did. But since it ended kind of in that unsanctioned fight, I'm okay with it. That was damn. And that's why that feud goes into my number 5. Now, Mr. Mack, we're going to go on to number 4. What is your fourth? What is your number 4, Mr. Mack?
Well, my number 4, as a matter of fact, I believe both of ours are the same one for number 4.
Really? What is your number 4?
Wait, no. Wait. Yours was 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, mine was 5. Count,
okay.
Mr. Mack.
Okay, all right. Yes, I get it, bitch. At least I was on time.
Will you let that go? I'm here now, and I'm standing up. This is how dedicated I am to this job. I'm standing up. I could walk out right now. Oh,
you poor soul. Look at you standing.
And then we get to number 4. What is your number 4?
Well, my number 4 is the is the feud that you just mentioned. Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho.
Well, do you want to elaborate why it's your favorite, or do you just want to leave it at what I said so we can move on to my number 4?
I loved. I thought that the feud in 03 was good, but their feud in 08 was miles better. I thought, because Jericho, as the new honest man, wearing the suit and everything, and using big words and talking very slowly, it was so great. And again, the moment where Jericho punched Shawn's wife in the face like that, again, as you just said, that was absolutely crazy. That added a whole new twist on the whole thing. And when it came down to their unsanctioned match, you believe that both guys despised each other. And then they went on to have an epic ladder match at No Mercy. And, again, that's really it. And I would say the reason why I loved it so much is because you believed it was that personal.
Mm-hmm. And one thing too, I love about that feud too. I didn't add this to mine. I want to add it real fast. They didn't really mention their 19 feud.
No, they didn't.
For better or worse, they didn't mention the past. Like, I think in this case, I know fans don't like it when WWE don't mention the past. Like, oh, so and so was feuding with this guy and another team, and But I think in this case, it was a good thing they didn't talk about it. It was
good that they didn't mention it. I mean, even though their match at 19 was amazing. I think it was good in this case that it didn't really even be bothered to mention it. Are you drinking something?
Yes, Mr. Mac.
Look at you complaining, saying, "Oh, where's my Coke? What are you drinking?"
Jimmy was so nice to go down the street and get me Coke.
Oh, look at you! Look at
so
you! You got a glass.
This episode of Fave Five is brought to you by a glass of Coke.
Well, there you go. Now look, you have your Coke. Now you can quit complaining.
You can move on.
All right. Well, that was my number 4. What about you?
Okay. Well, let me check my script real fast.
Well, of course, you gotta have a script.
Well, I write this up on Microsoft Word since I don't have a physical script in front of me, Mr. Mac, that you took from me.
I deeply do not apologize.
Go fuck yourself.
Look at that. You're using big boy words.
My number 4 feud, speaking of 03 with Shawn and Jericho, in 03, my favorite feud, it's gotta be my number 4, rank number 4 is gonna be Taker and Brock Lesnar. For many, many different reasons. And I'm not talking about the recent feud going to WrestleMania 30. This compared to that one was nothing. And the reason why I love the feud in, I think it was 03, wasn't it? Or was it late 02?
Late 02, but then I think it was, and then I think they kind of had it briefly again in 03.
Well, the reason why I love this feud so much because you had Lesnar, who at the time was this unstoppable wrecking force. No one was stopping him. Then you just have Taker just come up. I'm here. What are you going to do about it? Taker was Lesnar's first big challenge when he first came out. And they put on a hell of a match. I remember the Hell in a Cell match. I feel, was it at No Mercy? Or Survivor Series?
I believe their first match was at Unforgiven, and that's when Taker...
They had a Hell in a Cell match. When was the Hell in a Cell match?
Oh, No Mercy.
Thought so. Their No Mercy Hell in a Cell match was brutal. And going as a fan, you're like, there's no way Taker's losing this. And then Lesnar walks out champion. And you're like, but...
Heyman bled, for God's sake.
Yeah. The manager, who wasn't even in the cell, was bleeding. Their feud... And people don't give Taker enough credit. He's putting over a lot of young guys early in their career. Like, I don't think Lesnar would have been believable as this big, unstoppable person had he not gone through Taker. So like I said earlier in the video, he had Lesnar who he ran through the Hardys. He ran through Dwayne. He ran through anybody else in his way. Then he goes to SmackDown, and Taker just shows up like, what are you going to do? And then the unthinkable happens. He runs through Taker. So I think that added a lot to Lesnar's. He's fucking unstoppable. So that's why this feud really comes up as my number 4 because I think it did everything it needed to do. It gave you tremendous matches, and it gave you a storyline that you didn't like. It needed to happen. Like you got Lesnar over even though he's already champion because he ran through the unstoppable force known as the Undertaker at the time. So that's why this feud's, and because I'm a SmackDown mark from 03. So.
All right, good stuff. All right, so my number 3 is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon.
Oh, of course, that get up in your top 5.
Well, why the hell not? It's only the feud that defined an era, really.
Oh, okay, Mark. It's.
Oh, Mark. Yeah, sure.
That 2 out of 3 you've named are IWC Darling matches. Just hope you know.
They're not even matches, they're feuds, genius.
One or the other. Still IWC Darlings.
Oh, yes, so much so.
Mark.
Alright, so... Yeah. Alright, so... Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. What can I say about this feud? Only the fact that it, like I just said, it was the feud that defined an era. The Attitude Era. I mean, it is... you had Vince as this tyrannical boss, this ginormous villain who was throwing his weight around, and one guy came up through the ranks and he bucked the system and he flipped Vince off and says, "No, I'm not going to do things your way." And that man was Steve Austin. And any person who was watching that feud during that time period, you could live vicariously through Austin. No one likes to be pushed around. No one likes to be told what to do. And no one likes grabbing orders from the boss. And at some point in everyone's life, you have always wanted to be the rebel and tell them, no, fuck you. I'm not doing it. Steve
now,
Austin
Mr. Mack, as your boss, you will give me my chair back by next week.
Shut up. Anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, that's exactly it. At that period in time, you could live vicariously through Steve Austin. Everything Austin would do to him. Fill up his Corvette with fucking cement. Going into his hospital room and decking him with the bedpan. You know, spraying him down with a beer truck. Driving a Zamboni and going off the Zamboni and attacking your boss. Like, you want to do all these things to your boss. And that's why it was so great to watch every week. Like, all right, Austin is going to get Vince really bad this week because the shit that my boss has been doing to me this past week, he's been driving me insane. This is what I need. And it was great. And it was the feud that defined the Attitude Era. And in my opinion, the Attitude Era officially came to an end at WrestleMania 17 when Vince and Austin formed an alliance, when Austin turned heel. That is officially when I thought that that era had finally come to an end.
Are you done?
I am done. Are you happy?
I am happy. Time for me to give my much better feud for number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3 feud, I believe, was in 05 it happened. You had Edge and Matt Hardy. Now, obviously, you think 05, Hardy and Edge, there weren't these big superstars like a Vince or a Stone Cold, but this feud, it was so real that it was real. Like, everything in this feud was, you could feel it being real because it was real. If it wasn't real, WWE did a hell of a job faking this. Because leading up to this feud, you had Matt Hardy doing radio interviews bitching the crap out of Adam Copeland, not Edge, Adam Copeland. Then you also have Matt Hardy bitching about Amy Dumas, not Lita. They broke every rule in the kayfabe rule book. So if this was done in kayfabe, that's the creative team. This is done as a story, as one big story. Basically, if no one's familiar with the feud,
that was a very poor clap, just so you know.
Go fuck yourself. But
could you use
for those, you keep saying that, aren't you?
Maybe slightly.
For those who want to completely familiar with this feud, because again, it wasn't this big feud that defined a generation, like Mr. Mack did. Basically, you had the story goes, Lita and Matt were together, borderline married. Lita cheats on him with Edge, or Adam Copeland, if you will. Hardy finds out. Hardy and Edge probably get a bunch of fights, and it leads to Matt Hardy being released. And then I believe, 2 months after he got released, they reinstated him. Yeah.
Wait, no. He was released in 04, I believe, and then he came back in 05.
Oh, so he's gone for a while then.
Yeah.
Okay, basically, he was released, then he came back, and they kicked out of this feud. I believe it started right before SummerSlam. And the reason why, I think, without this feud, no one would have taken Edge seriously. So I think this feud put Edge over as a main eventer. Because with this feud, he was on TV every week in a big time storyline that everyone felt like with what Jamie just said about how you wanted to beat the crap out of your boss, you could live through Matt Hardy. Like, this bitch slept with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a girlfriend and you find out that she was cheating on you with another guy, you probably want to beat the crap out of that guy. So every time you saw Matt Hardy almost get his hands on Edge, you're like, yes, do it, punch him. You probably at home doing this. Yes, punch him, or with the pillow going boom, 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 living through Matt Hardy because everyone like this storyline was so real that it was real. Well, I'm gonna keep saying that because obviously I'm not saying it wasn't real, but like even if it was faked, it still would have been a real storyline because everyone has been there in their time, has been in that point in their life. And this video was so well done. Like not only you had Edge and Matt Hardy who had a lot of chemistry together because they worked a lot in the late '90s together in the early 2000s. Like they had such good chemistry they could put on good matches. And if this was real, I'm not saying I'm pretty sure it was real. You have to feel for him because like if you're told to go work with a guy who stole your girlfriend, it takes a real professional to do that. Matt Hardy could have easily had an accident and crippled Adam Copeland. So the fact that they worked matches together still after that, it goes to the characters of each man behind it. Would you agree with that, James?
I would. Yes.
Because Matt Hardy could easily have a botch where Edge lands on his neck and it kills him. Which I'm sure if you have someone steal your girlfriend for your long-term girlfriend, you have that instinct like I'm going to kill you. So if nothing else about the feud, it gave me a lot of respect for Matt Hardy and Edge. Not that I didn't have more respect for Edge, but I had a lot more respect for Edge because Matt Hardy, and there's some badass matches. Like you had the SummerSlam match, which ended abruptly bad, and then they had a match. I remember the ladder match on Raw. The ladder match on Raw was awesome. You really felt for Matt Hardy.
I believe that was for Raw Homecoming. I think that was when they were doing it. Yeah.
Winner gets the briefcase, loser leaves Raw.
Yeah.
And you could feel for him because he was so close to winning, and then he gets tied up between the ropes and he has to watch Edge climb the ladder. Like he has to just sit there and watch. And
you could just like tell like he felt so defeated.
Yeah, then I believe wasn't after that Lita climbed the ladder too. Something him and Edge and Lita did something in front of Matt. And you could just feel bad for him. Like, he was just sitting there like he could do nothing. He had to sit there and just take it.
I think Lita actually like wrapped her whole body just like around Matt's arms, so that way he just so that way like if he did get out of the ropes, he would have to like get her off too.
Mhm. So like you just felt for Matt Hardy because like he was screwed from getting his hands on this dude, and then it added a lot of heat to Edge. Basically, Edge stole his girlfriend, ruined his life, and got away with it. Not only did he get away with it, he now has a championship match with the Money in the Bank briefcase still. Like, he still has the golden ticket, and he did all this. I think this made the Rated R Superstar in Edge. Like, he could do all this stuff and get away with it. Like a typical WWE storyline, you do this bad thing, this very, very bad thing, and then the face overcomes all the odds and puts you down, and you get justice. That didn't happen in the storyline. The bad guy got away with it. Both figuratively and actually, because the thing about this, after that feud, Matt Hardy did nothing until he left WWE. Virtually nothing. While Edge went on to win 11 more World Championships. So, that's my number 3. This feud, amazing. Jamie, would you like to give us your number 2?
I shall. My number 2 feud, and again, you can judge me all you want. IWC mark this, whatever. This is the feud that I watched, damn it, so I don't even care. Number 2, The Rock versus Steve Austin.
Of course.
Arguably 2 of the biggest stars ever in WWE history going at it. And they headlined WrestleMania 3 times. Both of these guys just had unbelievable chemistry, and they were both polar opposites. Steve Austin was the blue-collar working man, and The Rock was this guy. He looked like he was from Hollywood, and he had all this money and fame. He had like all the nice clothes and whatnot, and it just meshed so well. And the work between both these guys was just off the charts. And again, there's only one match. There's only 2 guys in the history of the company that can say they headlined WrestleMania 3 separate times together. Their first match at 15 was great. Their match of 17 is by far probably my favorite match of all time. And I thought it was their best. Their match at 19 was good. And just like, it just goes back to what I said. These guys just had amazing chemistry together, and they worked, and they meshed so well. And when you just look at the both of them and you put them side by side, you just think all right, how would this work? And then you just let them go out there and do their thing, and magic happens. And again, both of these guys were being built up, I want to say around the same time. And when they finally reached that top level of stardom, they both hit it at pretty much the exact same time. And it was just amazing. And they would go on to make history together and make a lot of it. And it was awesome.
They had some good matches, but I will argue the 19 match was not good.
All right.
It did not need to happen. The 19 match was a very forced match. You can't deny that.
I think it made sense because, Rock came back. He was the heel Rock. He's all like, "There's one thing that the Rock has not done, and that's whoop that bald candy ass at WrestleMania." And really, at that point, that was all the Rock had left to do was beat Austin at Mania.
And still not the best match. But I'm going to move on to my number 2. Speaking of WrestleMania, these two guys headlined Mania, and the guy almost took his head off at Mania. My number 2, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle. From 2003 to pretty much 2004, early 2004, kind of.
I think it was just mostly 03.
Yeah, mostly 03, but these two guys, if you look at people, there's very few people who can work under any different set of formulas. Like, you're the heel, you're the face, you're the face, you're the heel. Very few guys can swap like that, and it works. I don't think you could take, even Austin and Dwayne, they worked from you're a heel, you're a face, you're the heel, you're the face. It worked for them, but it works for very select few people. And it worked for Lesnar. Look at the length of time over Lesnar and Angle's feud. It started with Lesnar being the face and Angle being face as well, who eventually turned heel. Then you have Angle as a heel, Lesnar as a face, and then they switch. Lesnar's now the heel, Angle's the face, then they both become face. Then, the formula changes so much, and I don't think they had one bad match, ever. I would even say they've never even had anything less than a 5-star match together. Hell, I remember their match they had, supposed to have a match. I think it was the first Tribute to the Troops match. Tribute to the Troops. They had a match there who Angle eventually swapped with his brother. Was that Tribute to the Troops?
I don't believe that was at the Troops show. I believe that was just on a regular SmackDown.
But it was close to Christmas time, so it's probably around that time.
Well, it was in the build to Mania.
Yeah. Basically, you have Lesnar who he beats Angle. It's like, aha, I beat Angle, I'm the champion, and it turns out not to be Angle, who they switched halfway through the match. Even that match wasn't that bad. I don't think that, even their Survivor Series match they had with Team Lesnar versus Team Angle, they had a 5-star match. I don't think if you take Angle and Lesnar, they never had a less than a 5-star match. They had the Headline Mania. Their 19 match, even with the botched Studio Soft Rest, is still a 5-star classic. If you want to think about how they did it, Lesnar got a concussion in that match. Angle was wrestling with basically his neck hanging on by a twig. And they still pull off a 5-star match. That does not speak for how good they are. I remember I listened to Angle. I listened to an interview. He said the reason, if you watch it back, when he did the whole thing with his arms, he could barely lift his arm up to do it. That's how bad his neck was. And he still pulls off a 5-star match at WrestleMania. And then you have Angle come back at Vengeance and beat Lesnar and I believe Big Show, wasn't it?
Big Show, yeah.
Yep. And that match was still a 5-star match. And that's when you had Lesnar and Angle both be faces. And then Lesnar eventually turned heel. And they had their best match in the entire feud on SmackDown in a 60-minute Iron Man match. Best match in SmackDown history by far. Look at the statistics. What's the word? Go to the rhythm they used. For the most part of the match, they wrestled a wrestling match. And then you obviously had Lesnar become a heel, had to do the whole kick in the nuts, use the belt, hit the ref. But he did it in such a rhythm, it was fluent. Like, it wasn't just random, I'm a heel, so I have to hit you. It made sense when he did everything. You know what I'm talking about, Jamie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
so,
do.
This match, by far the best match to ever happen on SmackDown. I think one of the best matches to ever happen in wrestling. Because it was such a good match. The function of it, the way it flowed, the feud, everything came into that. I believe that was the last match, too, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, which is fitting. But yeah, Lesnar and Angle's feud carried SmackDown for a very long time. That feud lasted almost a year and a half, and it never got stale. How many feuds can you talk about that happened for a year and a half and never got stale? In fact, when SmackDown was stale was when Angle and Lesnar were hurt and they couldn't wrestle each other. So that's just speak for how much this feud carried SmackDown and how good the feud was. But now, I would go to Jamie for his number one, but it so happens me and Mr. Mack here have the same exact all-time favorite feud. Isn't that right, Mr. Mack?
This is very true. We do both have the same number one feud of all time. And Kyle, would you like to have the honors of announcing what said feud is?
I would like to. It's probably a very classic feud that had very many classic matches and a very classic faction. You have the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, in the game, Triple H. They've had multiple upon multiple matches together. They have multiple upon multiple matches as a team. They're the best team and rivals to ever. The way they just meshed. Jamie, would you like to take over?
I honestly believe that some of the best feuds, some of the best tag teams occur when the guys who are in the feud or in the tag team were friends previously. Like, look at Edge and Christian. Those guys were best friends all of their lives, and they went on to make one of the most entertaining tag teams of all time. Look at the Hardy Brothers. Well, obviously, they're brothers. And they were a very iconic tag team, and they would go on to have a very, very great feud in the earlier part of 2009. And Hunter and Shawn, of course, they were in DX there. I believe that was around the summer of '97 is when that began. But like, obviously, they were basically road wise. I believe that is the term. When it was those two, X-Pac, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, the Clique, and they would all travel to the shows, to the Raws, and everything together. And of course that was just the beginning of when they began to bond. And then DX happened, and of course that would bring upon some of the most entertaining segments ever. And then Shawn gets hurt. WrestleMania 14. His back is done. His last match was with Austin. A lot of people thought that he would never be back. Triple H takes the reins of DX. He eventually becomes WWF champion at the time.
To quote Shawn Michaels, he took the wagon and he ran.
Mm-hmm. And then 2002 rolls around. Shawn comes back. Well, he originally comes back as a member of the NWO, which was odd, but anyways.
And then he had the whole stint as a commissioner and all that stuff, but.
Yeah, that too. But then he officially comes back pretty much full time in 2002, goes in, and sways Triple H to come to Raw, because it was at Vengeance 2002 that Eric Bischoff and Stephanie were both trying to sway, like, hey, come to Raw, hey, come to SmackDown. Then Shawn comes out and says, hey, come to Raw. And that sways Triple H's entire opinion, says, all right, I'll come to Raw. Triple H goes to Raw, and then we almost see the full DX reunion, and then Triple H does a whole let's get ready to suck it, and then boom, pedigree, and it's like, what the hell just happened? And then they would go on SummerSlam '02, one of my favorite matches of all time, in my opinion. It's my favorite Triple H and Shawn Michaels match. My favorite Shawn Michaels match, period. Because that was his comeback match, and everyone was thinking, like, does he still have it? You know, his back is still, like we don't know what the, what kind of shape his back is actually in. Shawn comes back. He doesn't miss a damn beat. That entire match was just flawless. I loved everything about that match. I loved the announcing. Hell, I'll even go as far as to say Earl Hebner being the referee was even, like, amazing. Like, I loved.
You see that ring? See the ring guy? The one with the ring bell? He was even the best ring bell guy.
That was the right guy to use. Everything. I loved everything about this match.
That turnbuckle, man.
And then Shawn ends up winning with a victory roll, I believe, or no. Just like a
sunset flip, but it was a roll, basically.
Sunset flip roll up, whatever you want to call it. Shawn wins.
Which was a really good swerve because, like, you would think this kind of match needs to end like a super kick. Oh, 1, 2, 3, he wins.
I remember when Shawn was going for the Sweet Chin Music, JR yelled, "Bang! No!" because Triple H caught the foot, and it's like, oh my god, what's going to happen now? And then Shawn rolls him up, it's like 1, 2, 3, and Shawn wins. Then Triple H, that dastardly human being, hits Shawn in the back with a sledgehammer, hits him twice. And we think this is officially the last of Shawn that we're ever going to see. And Triple H, when he is leaving, and he has the blood on his face, and he has that smile going on, and JR is all like, "You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! I can't believe you did this!" And he's smiling, for God's sake. Everything was just great. And then, we go on to the chamber, and, Shawn is in the chamber. Got the shit brown pants thing going on. I don't know what that deal was, but anyways, still my favorite chamber match to this day. I thought it was great. And my favorite moment of all time in WWE, this might be a little bit of a spoiler in case if we ever do this again for Fave 5, but my favorite moment in WWE history is when Shawn Michaels won the world title. Because the celebration, it was just awesome. It was at Madison Square Garden. You had the confetti coming down, and Shawn just looks like, thankful and everything, and he's looking up at the sky saying thank you, of course. By that point, Shawn had become At that point, Shawn had become a born-again Christian, and that was just awesome. And then they would have a 3 Stages of Hell match at Armageddon.
Before you move to the match, one thing people don't understand about why there's such a big moment for Shawn, he hadn't been a champion since the 90s.
Shawn Michaels' last title reign at that point was when he lost it, was when he became champion in Survivor Series in the Screwjob, and then he lost it at 14. So this was a major thing. This was a major deal.
This is the last time he had, the first time in 4 years since he won a championship.
4.5 years, I want to say, yeah.
And also go down in history as his last world championship too.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, he's celebrating all the good moment, but people don't realize why that was such a good moment, such a feel-good moment. That was his comeback story. I'm back. Mm-hmm. And at that time, it was kind of redemption for him personally too, because that's when he came back as a born-again Christian. He wasn't a drug addict, smoking crack and snorting cocaine off strippers' asses. That was his first clean reign. I guess you could say straight edge reign.
And it was an amazing moment. And I'll say this, as a kid watching that, I was almost brought to tears because I was like, holy shit. Well, of course, at that point I didn't say shit, but as a kid, I was thinking, man, he finally did it again. He finally came back and he conquered everything, and he's back, and he's arguably better than ever.
And then, like Jamie said, they wanted to have a 3 stages of hell match at Armageddon, which, again, another very good match.
Awesome. Yeah.
Which led to Triple H winning the championship from Shawn. And they wanted to have a match on Raw, which I think is a very underrated match.
In 2003, yeah.
Yep. They had a match on Raw, which ended as like probably one of the biggest, not say biggest swerves, like one of the most like, fuck you swerves. So at the time,
and
if you're a kid,
it was in San Antonio as well.
Exactly. So I mean, and you also Triple H was kind of in that moment where like you were like, I can't wait for him to lose. He like Triple H was like the heel. Like even if you liked heels, you wanted to see him lose. And you're like, he lost. And here comes Bischoff and said, no. You don't
Here's
win.
Your winner and still world heavyweight champion. It's like you what?
And then he moves. Then he goes on to fire Shawn.
Mm-hmm. Which leads to, which leads to Austin coming back and saying, no, there's a new sheriff, Shawn.
And first thing he does is hire Shawn back and make as he said, a last man standing match
at the Royal Rumble.
Okay, this is one of the best quotes from Austin because he was like he went slow motion like a last man standing match.
And seeing as how you love this match so much, I will let you take the reins for this.
Yes. This match, everything, Jamie said he loved the 0-2 SummerSlam match. No. That match at the Rumble was the best match they ever had. It was a full package match. Everything that needed to happen, happened. The vignette sold it. If you go YouTube up, or Google YouTube, same thing. Look up Shawn Michaels Triple H Royal Rumble 04, 03, 04, 04 video package. That video package, like the culmination of everything they've done since 02. Like you have Coach goes like you have Coach that like in 98, 97, 98 you two were closer than most brothers. And then Shawn goes down like it's a big. It's a soap opera. I admit that it plays like a soap opera, but you feel it. Like you feel like this is Shawn's redemption. Like I'm going to beat you. And then you remember like going to the storyline, he got fired, and like you want Triple H to lose the belt so damn bad. Like it was just everything. Like the stars aligned for this match. And then the way it ended, Shawn didn't lose the match. It was a no contest, which kind of added to these guys really, really, really hate each other. Like they hate each other so damn bad, they beat the shit out of each other so bad, neither one could stand. Which then led to their match at Bad Blood a couple months later for the world, not for the world championship, but the match at Bad Blood, which is the Hell in a Cell, which again, another good match. But their last man standing match is the best one because it was a full package match. Everything about it. Like Jamie's like how the referee was the best one in that match. That match, the announcing, the wrestling, the blood, the fan in the second row was perfect. That's how good this match was.
It was a very, very very just an amazing match. And then their cell match was, I think they went like 45 minutes in the cell, which was crazy. And of course, it took 3 pedigrees to beat Shawn. It took 3 pedigrees to beat him.
And the one thing too that you could even see back in, I think it was 2011, 2012, when Triple H was feuding with Taker. Like he had said something how you're not better than Shawn. That was built from that storyline. Like he kept beating Shawn, yet he still couldn't get over Shawn. You know, like how many times did Triple H have to beat him?
You know what's another thing that I did really like about this feud is that around like the middle of it, Evolution was a thing. Evolution never got involved.
Kind of.
Flair was involved in their match on Raw and on Armageddon, but that was really it. Like you didn't see anything else from that, so that's what I loved how they usually always kept it just those two.
And the thing I loved too was like Triple H kept winning the matches, yet you still felt like Shawn was the one who got over. Like as much as Triple H won the match at Armageddon, technically won the match at the Rumble, won the Cell, Shawn only beat him once. That's 3-1. Yet the question still was, can Triple H be as good as Shawn? And you can see, like, his storyline, this is what I love about his feud with Taker, it was still a thing. Because that's what convinced Triple H to accept Taker's rematch. At 28? No, 27. 28. Wasn't it? Yeah. That's what convinced Triple H to get it like, oh, you can't do what Shawn... can you do what Shawn didn't do? And whatever. You know? So, yeah, that's why this... Personally, that's why it's my number one feud. Period. Everything about it was just perfect. Mr. Mac, you paying attention?
I am paying attention.
You have any final words for this feud, Mr. Mac?
Amazing feud. I honestly think that if WWE wants to try and or if they want to perfect the feud as well as they possibly can, take some pointers from Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
One thing too, if you realize too, this was a very long-term feud because this started in '97.
And it finished in 04.
Yeah. It still was kind of a thing in 2012. Kind of a thing. It's like this feud is probably one of the longest feuds to ever happen in wrestling, besides Vince and Austin. But that's it for this video, Mr. Mac. Do you have any parting words?
Feuds are one of the key things that still keep me drawn in, because honestly, without them, I mean, you would just have random guys facing each other each week, and again, that is the point of having a storyline. That is what I do not get about when people say, "Oh yeah, wrestling's fake." It's like, it's first off, it's scripted entertainment, and if there were no feuds, if there were no storylines, there would be no payoff, and there would be no point to having these random-ass matches every week.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, otherwise, without the feuds, you'd be like, oh yeah, Adam Rose beat Heath Slater on Monday. I wonder what's going to happen from that. Like a rematch.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen next week.
So, like, without the feuds, you're just like, yeah, he had this headlock on him, and like, oh my god, I wonder if he's going to do that next week.
Yep.
So the feuds make wrestling. Feuds are like the thing that make pro wrestling or sports entertainment or scripted entertainment. It makes it. It makes it a soap opera. I'm not going to say it's not a soap opera, but it's what makes it. It's its bread and butter. Without it, I would even argue so much you have ROH. Yes, ROH has feuds, but ROH is more wrestling oriented than storyline oriented. And that's why WWE is WWE, and that's why ROH is ROH. Probably get a lot of heat for that, but that's how it is. Now, that does it for this video. Hopefully next video we do, I'll have my chair back, Mr. Mac.
Oh, boo-hoo. You got to work out from it, moving around and everything so much, standing up.
Yeah, I'm the one who needs a workout. Out of us two, really?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Anyway, if you like this video, hit thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the corner, one of these corners, in this box. Leave a comment in the comment section if you liked it. Let us know what you liked. Do you agree with our Fave Five? Do you have a Fave Five? What's your Fave Five feuds of all time? Let us know. Did you like what we said? What part of the feuds did we talk about that you liked? What did you hate besides the fact Jamie is Jamie? Hit thumbs up. Go watch our last Fave Five of all-time favorite wrestlers. Go watch the career breakdown of John Cena. We have Monday Night Raw reviews. All the links are in the description. Follow me on Twitter at RadioK13. Follow him at Jamie Lee Mack. Follow our official partner at WWE Tweeting. They do what their handle says they do, WWE and retweeting. Hit the subscribe button. And next week we'll be doing another Fave 5 of Fave 5 matches of all time. So let us know what your Fave 5 matches are. What's some of your favorite matches to ever happen? We will do it later this week. Hit the subscribe button because we'll be doing another career breakdown, this time of Randy Orton. See what we're going to do then. I'm plugging I'm trying to, I don't have a script, so I don't know what I'm plugging, so I'm just going off my head.
Basically, people, you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, too, because that's also really cool. Like Kyle just said, career breakdown of Randy Orton coming up here within the next few days. And next week for the Fave 5, we will have our Fave 5 matches of all time. And again, follow him at RateK13. Follow myself at Jamie Lee Mack. Follow at WWE Retweeting. I basically just repeated everything he just said. But seeing as how Kyle is so worried, I figured I'd do it myself.
Basically, if he wants to stop talking, just hit the subscribe button and check the channel out every couple of days. We'll have new videos up all the time. Watch our old videos. Follow us on Twitter. All that good stuff. He's Jamie. I'm Kyle. This is the JK Report. Adios.
Goodbye.